Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And can you imagine that it's summer already? Have you done anything interesting yet? Did the quarantine measures lift a little bit or weaken in your place? So before I start with the topic in my video, I just wanted to let you know that I have two jobs right now and it's taking a lot of my time, so it's going to be a bit challenging for me to release videos every week. And I think I might change my schedule to one video every 2 weeks, and I will try my best to do that. So it's just a little side note about my irregular schedule recently. Alright, and now, as I promised in the previous video, today we will talk about the textbooks that the aerospace engineers use. And the very first one that I can still remember from my college years, which was not recently, is The Fundamentals of Aerodynamics by John Anderson. It's a pretty thick textbook, and I think I used it in my third year for incompressible flow class. So this textbook is kind of considered a classic in the aerospace engineering community, and you can learn about aerodynamics from this textbook, obviously. But the level of content is pretty difficult, because I remember it was difficult for me to understand the capital gamma, sinks, and stuff like that. I still remember reading about those things, but I cannot tell you right now exactly what it was. And let me tell you that I read one page maybe 50 times to try to understand it. But don't get scared by that, because if you're really into aerodynamics, this textbook gives you a very solid base knowledge about aerodynamics. And one more thing about American textbooks is that they are freaking expensive. The average cost of one textbook is about $80 to $120. Some textbooks cost even more, maybe $150. So at the end of this video, I will teach you a few life hacks to try to save some money instead of buying those textbooks. And if you're curious about where I get content for my videos, this was from the Encyclopedia of Aerospace Engineering that I found in a library at the university where I worked. And I will put a link to it below, and also you will be able to see it right now on the screen. Okay, let's move on to the second textbook, which I still remember, and I remember the cover, and I used it in my senior year for senior design class. In my program at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, in your senior year you could choose your direction, what you wanted to do, either aero or space. So I chose space, and we were divided into teams in our class to prepare designs of a project. So we used this textbook to divide our team into subsystems, for example, electrical or power or communications and data handling and stuff like that. So if you open this textbook, you will see that it's divided into many subtopics or subsystems of designing a huge aerospace system. So if you want to work in aerospace systems design in the future, this textbook can give you knowledge about all of the subsystems of a huge aerospace system. But this textbook is written much easier compared to the Fundamentals of Aerodynamics. But it has a lot of data, which is difficult to remember. So if you read a textbook like that, which is complicated, always have a piece of paper or notebook next to you where you can write down some important facts. Alright, the next textbook, I don't remember how it looked, but we used it in our compressible flow class. And I'll show you the cover of the book on the screen. So this textbook talks about the compressible flow and propulsion. I still remember my professor, who was very nice, and if you studied hard, he always gave you good grades. Alright, that's completely irrelevant for this video. But I remember I was trying my best in that class, and it was pretty interesting because we learned about shock waves, the speeds higher than Mach 1. We learned about choking the flow, and for propulsion we learned about turbojets, ramjets, and we learn how to calculate all those parts to get the thrust for the engine. So the textbook was well written and it was pretty interesting and it's easy to understand it. So I highly recommend it if you're interested in compressible flow and airflow speeds higher than Mach 1. Alright, next textbook was for my control systems class, or it was called feedback and control systems. No, something like that. Okay, control and feedback systems. So basically it was a class about control systems and control loops, feedback loops. So I was a teaching assistant in this class before, so now I understand this topic better. But at that time, in my junior or senior year, I did not know anything about it, and the textbook was terrible. So instead of reading this textbook that we had, read a different textbook by Japanese author. I can't remember his last name, but it's gonna be here on the screen. When I was a teaching assistant for linear control systems, I read this textbook, or I used this textbook as a reference, and it's much better written and better explained. So remember, in my very first video, I explained how aerospace engineering is divided into many subfields, and if you are into controls or control systems, then you need to be very fluent with feedback loops, Hohmann filters and stuff like that. Okay, next textbook is also very good. It's Orbital Mechanics. So from this textbook you can learn about orbital mechanics, obviously, but what does that include? It includes changing the orbits using a, what's his name? Using a Hohmann transfer, and calculating how much fuel you need for some type of transfer, how much fuel you need to change the inclination of the orbit, and also what are the velocities that you deal with, how much velocity you need to change the orbit and stuff like that. So I think because I'm more interested in space, this class was very interesting and this textbook was useful. So I highly recommend it. Alright, two more textbooks that I recommend. One about structures, which is definitely not my topic of interest, but maybe it's yours. So in structures you deal with a lot of bending moments, about the materials that are used in aerospace, and I wouldn't say it's easily written, because I also remember reading one page many times. But in the end it was useful to prepare for the exam. And you can learn a lot about structures from this textbook. It's a very comprehensive textbook. And the final textbook that I want to share is Electric Propulsion. And I remember I found a PDF somewhere. I downloaded it on my Kindle and I struggled a lot because it was difficult to read it in a small space. Because when they explain something, it's not just one sentence. Each topic that you want to understand in aerospace, it could take from 3 pages and up. But the textbook itself was interesting, but very condensed, because it was very thin. They explained the material very fast, so they didn't explain the middle steps between calculations or between explanations. So it was a textbook that takes a long time to read, because after every sentence you need to understand how to get to the next sentence. But if you're interested in electric propulsion, this is a textbook that I recommend. Alright, so those are all the textbooks that I remember from my college years and the ones that I wanted to recommend to you guys. But the ones that I liked the most were the first 2 textbooks. Alright, so now let's talk about how to hack the system and get your textbooks cheaper. So the first option that the university actually recommends you is to go to the bookstore and buy used textbooks. You can also find used textbooks on Amazon, and they are much cheaper than new textbooks. For example, when I bought a textbook for 60 bucks, I went back to return it and they only gave me $20 for it. So it's not a good deal. And then they sell it again as used textbook, maybe for $50. So used textbooks are not a good option to get textbooks. The second option is also from the bookstore, but you rent it. And many online platforms can also let you rent the textbook for a year. But again, I don't think it's much cheaper, but sometimes it is worth it. For example, if the textbook costs $200, you can rent it maybe for $90 per year. So you save a lot. So the third option is the method I highly recommend because I used it myself. And it's also time consuming, but it's free. So you go to the library at your university, find this textbook that you need for your class. Usually they have them available, but you can only take it from the library for one day or something like that, maybe 2 hours, I don't remember. But you can't take it for the whole semester because they don't have textbooks for everyone. So that's not an option to take it for 1 year. So basically you go to a library, get that textbook for 2 hours, then find a scanner, then scan the textbook, save it as PDF, and save it on your USB drive or whenever, maybe in the cloud, because in my time the cloud was not that popular. It did not have a lot of space. I only had like 5 gigabytes in Dropbox. So then you use your scan for free, because usually they have scanners in the library provided for free. So that's the method I used for some of my classes. And obviously it's a lot of work and a lot of time to scan a thick textbook, but what you can do is scan by chapters. For example, for the first 2 weeks, just scan 5 chapters and use it as you go. And then when your professor goes to the next topic, just scan some more chapters. So that way you will not spend 5 hours one day to scan the whole textbook. And the fourth option is very simple. You just go online and Google the name of the textbook and add PDF or free, and then go through hundreds of pages trying to find a free version. But I do not recommend it because it's also time consuming. There's never a free textbook on the first page of Google search, so maybe you need to go to page 50 or something like that. And also it's against copyright, so the author will not make any money from that, which is sad, but students are not rich, so I don't know why they make textbooks so expensive. But if you are professional in your field, then you don't have to watch my video, because you know which textbooks you need and you have money to buy it. Okay, so let me know what you think about my list, and let me know if you read some of these textbooks and what you think about them. And before you go, let me ask you, would you be interested in learning about my classes in more detail, like the curriculum, the topics, the exact topics that we learned? Because in that case I can find my files from a long time ago and show you the syllabus from our syllabi from different classes, so you know exactly what an aerospace program includes and what you will learn. So thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye!